Hi, good afternoon. Very good afternoon to everyone.
செகண்ட் எமர்ஜென்சி
We
இருக்காராம் அவரை ஜாயின் பண்ண சொல்றாராம். சார்ஜர் கொடுங்க.
Raghavi, can you mute yourself? Raghavi?
One second.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining this webinar on cybersecurity. We expect to start in another 2 minutes. I will just wait for people who are joining. Just give them another 2 minutes. Hope I'm okay. And we'll set the agenda and start the meeting in 2 minutes. Thank you. We still see a lot of people joining. So I'm going to give just 1 more minute and we'll start. Yeah, we start. I think it's 25. Now we start the webinar. I would once again like to thank you, everyone. I hope I am audible. I hope my screen is visible. Um, so today's webinar is going to be about cybersecurity awareness and readiness for your organization for 2025. And what is it that we are going to look forward? What are the kind of threats? What are the different kind of phishings that are happening? What are the emerging threats that are happening in day-to-day scenarios in other organizations? and we are also going to look at compliance aspects. So how compliance plays a major part in the cybersecurity space. So I have with me Sam Daniel, um, who's going to run the first part of the show. So he's our pre-sales consultant for network security solutions. um, so he's a cybersecurity guy. He has finished his MSc in cybersecurity, and he has joined us in. He's been with 4D for 5 years now. And I have our CISO, Mr. Sarana Kumar. So he comes with a rich experience of 15 plus years in the industry, and he's a lead auditor, uh, certified lead auditor for ISO 27001. He has helped 4Dimension attain ISO 27001, which is ISMS, as well as SOC 2 Type 2 certifications for in the space of security. So he's going to talk about a few complaints, the aspects, why organizations need compliance. And I'm Harish Kodandraman, and I'm a senior security consultant for 4Dimension. I've been here for 5 years. I I'm going to go through the readiness of any organization, doesn't matter small or big. Today, everyone are going through threats. So, what would be basic readiness for smaller organizations or bigger organizations? What are the key aspects? What are the key checklists that organizations can go through? So, we'll dive into this. So I think I hand it over to Sam Daniel from here. Sam, over to you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, thanks, Mr. Harish. So, hi everyone. So, as Harish described, so I'm Sam Daniel. So, just give me a second. So, I'll just share my screen. Yeah, hi. So, hope my screen is visible to everyone. So, yeah, so once again, so I think Harish has already explained about who are the panel of speakers. So, here are the details about them. So, I just gave a brief. Yeah, just a minute, guys. Yeah, sorry for the delay, guys. So, the today's topic that I'm going to cover is what is cybersecurity. So, in recent days, the current trend is cybersecurity because the overall developing of AI technology and all the fundamental things that are relied on internet. No, so the main focus of us is what is cybersecurity. So as we know that cybersecurity is the practice for defending all the computer servers or any electronic device that handles data and safeguarding it from the attackers. So it is also known as the information security, where we should secure our data, whether they are in your systems or on-prem servers or anywhere the data resides. So we should be able to secure those data from breaches. So there are many awareness checklists, but this is some of the common awareness checklists where we should target. So these are the main fundamental things which we should protect our data from. So some of the common things are malware, phishing and malicious links, ransomware, password, admin access and impersonation attack. So we are going to do a deep dive. So we are going to do a deep dive in all these. So we are going to do a deep dive in all these things. So first we are going to do a malware. So we are going to see what is malware. So as we know that malware is a malicious software which is developed by cyber criminals to steal your data, or to corrupt your system or to manipulate the data in your system or to encrypt. So there are many common types of malwares like viruses, worms, Trojan horses, spyware, adware, and ransomware. So every malware has its own identity or its own purpose. Like virus, it just encrypts your system or it just disrupts your system and deletes all the data. Whereas worms, it replicates itself and it spreads throughout your network without any human intervention. And Trojan horses is like it will just be as a uh, legitimate software. Okay, it will be look like a legitimate software, but in the back end you see it's just a malicious software which can uh, corrupt your system. And spyware is nothing but malicious software which.
அந்த 1500 இருக்கு அதுதானே சொல்றீங்க அனுப்புங்க சார்
Hi, sorry, so I just looked on the chat that my voice is a
Sam,
little
Sam,
bit of.
Sam, can you hold on? Can you move into the conference room and continue? Just hold on.
Yeah. Yeah, hello, guys. Sorry for the background noise. So I just moved into another room. So I hope my audio is now clear and.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, then I'll just continue with my presentation. So we just seeing so what is spyware. So spyware is basically a malware which gets into your system and it just steals your data, your personal data, or you can spy get all the data from your system, keeping a spy on you. So what is your current activity? So what are the things you're typing? So all these things can be done. And adware is basically when you're going to any non-secure site, so you will get a lot of pop-up ads. No, so that is adware. So it just throws ads in your systems, many kinds of ads. So if you just unintentionally click any one of those admins, so any malicious software or any malicious file can be downloaded into your system, which can affect your system as well. The last point is ransomware. One of the most harmful and the current trends in our today's scenario is ransomware. So where system or your entire network gets affected with the ransomware means your devices or your files gets encrypted, and once it gets encrypted means it will show a message like your device is being encrypted. So if you need your unencryption key or your data back means so you need to pay a ransom. So this is the main highlight of ransomware. So ransomware is one of the most common attacks we have been seeing in the past 2 to 3 years or 5 years max. So as you know, so what the kinds of malwares we are being handled or we are being attacked with. So we need to know how these are spreading. So we need to know what is their entry purpose or how they are being entered into our network or into our system. So these are some of the common methods where the malware or any virus can get into our system. So some of the common things are email attachment. So we in our day-to-day business, so we will be sending many mails. So we will be sending many emails or many attachments to our customers. So any Words or Excel or any kind of attachments we will be sending. No, so that needs to be checked whether they have any malicious things or not, and the advertisement you see or the software installation we are doing, no, so we need to check whether they are from the original, I mean the original softwares are being downloaded or not any pirated softwares. So and also the USBs we are using, no, they can be infected because any unprotected user may use some softwares, they get virus attacks and they copy some files in their USBs. So we unintentionally we cannot just insert the USBs which we don't know what kinds of things that is happening in that USBs. And also phishing mails, and even recent days we are getting phishing links or phishing mails or any malicious links in the text message. So that is also common thing in nowadays. So we know that okay, we are getting these malware attacks, so we need to know that if I have been attacked or not, or my system is get hacked or not. So there are some common symptoms we can be checked whether my system is getting attacked or not. So some of the things we can see is that slowness in computer. As you see, the in the beginning of the webinar, we came to know that malware is a malicious software. It is an executable file. So once a file being executed means it consumes too much resources. Okay, so when the malware is being executed in a system means the more number of system performance is getting consumed by the malware. So you can feel a slowness in your computer performance, and also you can be redirected while you're searching for something means you get redirected to a malicious site to download this kind of software. So these kind of things can happen once you're getting infected. And also your system may face many shutdowns or restarts, or it gets crashed again and again due to the malware. And you can also see more pop-ups showing in your systems, ads, you need to install this kind of software, that kind of software. These are the common things or common symptoms we can see that while I'm being attacked or not. These are the common symptoms. So we need to know what is the solution, because we know what are these malwares or what are these attacks and how they are happening. So I can check whether I'm being attacked or not. But these are some of the fundamental things. But the ultimate solution is antivirus. So the antivirus is a thing which can protect us from all kinds of cyber attacks from the endpoint level. The next we are going to see is phishing attacks. So phishing is where the scammers try to fool you thinking that they are someone to make you trust to do something else. Okay, so there are a number of phishing scams, so I just combined them and taken so the most common phishing scams. Okay, so this is an email phishing scam. As you can see in the example, it may look like an email from a bank or PayPal or any of your CEO trying to make you in a login attempt. Okay, in the example you can see that it's from google@teamsupport.net.com. Okay, but the Google doesn't send the emails from any third-party mails. Okay, it sends from its original domain. Okay, so the email is not from an original domain. And the second thing you can see is that it's need for immediate action. Okay, so they will be telling, okay, the sign in attempt is blocked, so you need to log in with your Google credentials, or your account is going to be blocked, you should need to change the password immediately. So these are the immediate actions they will be saying in that mail. And the third option, they will give you a link. So while you check the link means it will not redirect to the Google or your mail login page, it will go to some other login page, okay, where you need to enter your password. So we need to check whether the URL in the mail is going to the original site, that is the original domain or not. So these are some of the email phishing scams that are being taken place. So there is also impersonation attack. So we need to know what is an impersonation attack. Impersonation is attack where an attacker duplicates or makes him as a trusted person where you've been trusting him. For example, he may take a role as a CEO. Okay, so he will impersonate as a CEO, telling you to send some money or send some critical data to him. Okay, so this is where an impersonation attack. So it is where the ultimate goal is make you to transfer money or share any sensitive data or confidential data, or to relieve your login credentials or any other customer data from our organization to the external attacker. Okay, so it is impersonating someone whom you very much trust. So there are some common forms in impersonation attack, like CEO frauds. So as I mentioned, the CEO is giving you a mail. So regarding share me some sensitive data or the customer data, I need to send it to my board of directors, like that. And also there are C-suite attacks, like the CTO is calling you. Oh, sorry, the CTO is just giving you an email that you need to transfer funds from this account to our buyer. So it's an immediate. So these are some of the common things that impersonation attackers use. And also the business email compromise, whether user mail is being compromised, so that user is asking your finance team that I need my payment urgently, or you could process my payment to a new account which I've been signed in. So these kind of things can happen. And also whaling means, so the attacker just uses all the users in a domain to target all the users in the domain. Okay, so these attacks are basically taken advantage of the human error. Okay, so humans are not like AI engines where we can cleanly scan every mail to check whether there is anomaly or not, but there are specific things where we can check to get out of these kind of phishing or attacks. So the common email impersonation attack. So these are some of the generic things we should check in an email. So if these things are having, so we need to take an extra level of check whether the mail is coming from a correct person or the original person or not. So urgent requests. So the mail will be containing some urgent requests. We need to do it by the end of day or within a half an hour. So urgent requests are the most common things in phishing attacks, because they'll be asking to urgently do the things. So we will be checking without the credentials or without the source whether it is coming from an authorized person or not, because it is an urgent matter. And also in without the permissions. Okay, and whether it's coming from a CEO means we need to check, okay, whether it's coming from the CEO or not. Will the CEO be directly giving me some things to do or not? So we need to check on that also. And employees being giving to redirect their deposit information from their existing to a new deposits. So these kind of things are the common email impersonation attacks. Okay, and as you can see in the fourth point, the letter M can be written as R and N. Okay, so some mail IDs can be changed into these kind of things. Then we will be getting those mail IDs. Okay, and we will be unable to check, okay, this is the right email or not. So these are some kind of things where need to be focused on differentiating from the original and from the attackers. So how can we recognize what is an impersonation attack? So anything and urgent or a possible threatening tone. Okay, if whether we are having any urgent request or any possible threatening, I have to do it by this end of day. So we need to take an extra level of security precaution whether that is an original request or not. So it is on confidentiality, whether they are asking your confidential data or your personal data or your very critical data of your organization. We need to check whether they are the correct person or they are authorized person to get the data from us. And any request from the other person for send or receiving data or information, we need to validate from them. And the fourth thing is we need to check the email address. Okay, the email address is a verified email address and it's from a verified domain, or I have already had a transaction with them. So we need to check all these. Any unusual request that is coming from the other end, so we need to check also. Sorry. So these are some of the recognitions where we can check whether it is an impersonation or not. So some common tips to check whether us, as I said, we need to check the email address if it's correct or not. And if there is any link in the email means, so you just hover your email cursor, sorry, your mouse cursor on the link means, so you can see, okay, you can see whether the link is the original domain link or it is a malicious link. Okay, so that way we can check. And especially don't click the links until you're sure that is a correct link. And it is you're not 100% sure, just reject that request, and you can just call him or text him, or you can use any other source to check whether the request is authenticated or not. In the end, if you're not sure with anything, just report it to your IT admin or system admin, so we can get it done. So these are some of the examples. So in the center, you can see that the mail is from an americabank7.com, which is not the original domain. So they are asking for password reset. And this is also another example where Alex, CEO, is asking to give some gifts and gift cards to someone. But as you can see in the mail, the Alex is sending it from a personal mail, not from an official mail. So these kind of requests we should check with your TL or your superiors. We need to check whether this can be proven or not. So spear phishing is where user has been specifically targeted by the attackers, because they have done a research about who are you, so who are your relatives, where are you working, how much your experience. So these informations are generally available in your social media sites, your LinkedIn, your Facebook. So because in current we are just giving all our data outside the internet now, so all our personal data is currently outside. So if someone is going to target you, means so they just need to enter your names in the search engines and they get data, all your personal data, whether you have been posted, means they can get all this data and they can just deliver or just create a mail specifically to you, so targeting only you. So that is kind of phishing scams. And Google search scams, it is also a common thing where you're searching one site, means the first search engine may or may not be the site you're searching. So there is a URL mismatch. So in this example, so we are searching for Venomo, but the first search is, see, as you can see that it's sites.google.com, it's not an official Venomo site. So these are some kind of scams happening in Google searches. And social media scams is also now getting day to day, in our day-to-day life, they are getting higher and higher, because some of them are faking their accounts or impersonating accounts and asking for money or for any data through social media. And also QR codes. So generally now we are going through a phase where we are not entering the URLs, we are just going with the QR codes, which is very easy to scan and gets go to the URL. But there are QR code scans also happening in today's generation, where the URL may be entered, maybe it's correct, but while you're scanning the QR code, means it may lead to any malicious site. So to prevent it, while scanning, you need to check whether whether the redirection is going to the site you need to go, or some other site it's been leading. So we have to check on that also. And phishing scam, so these are also some famous attacks where they are calling from a number, calling from a bank, stating that we are calling from your bank, we need to know what is your data, because this kind of transactions are happening. So they can spoof a number, okay, which is identical to the bank. So for example, the bank has a landline, means they can spoof this landline number and get a call or fraud to you regarding we are calling from the bank. You need to change the details, you need to change your PIN or give us the credit card details. So these are some of the things happening in recent days also. And currently we are dealing with WhatsApp phishing attack also, where in the images, as you can see, for WhatsApp registration, they are signing it with your number and just messaging you that, okay, I have wrongly sent a code to you, just send it me back. So these kind of attacks are coming very worst in days, because most of the people are now using WhatsApp. So without IT knowledge people, so they are unable to check whether that is a correct thing or not. And in the right hand side, you can see nowadays gift cards promotions are being distributed through WhatsApp. So some members unintentionally, they will be clicking it and they will be downloading malicious softwares into the systems, whether it is signed through your PC or through your mobile phones. So in the end, so we need to know how to protect from the phishing attacks. Okay, so first and main thing is, if the subject or the content where we need to do these things in urgent, or it is a priority basis, we need to check, okay, whether it is an urgent or not. We need to double check with the sender who is sending. That is, we have to call or verify whether they are calling to the right person, and always check the email address and for URLs for spelling mistake, because as we have seen in the examples, they can mimic or they can use the same exact words to forgery or current email address and make it as a make it look like a valid address. Okay, and also we have to look at the style of the messages as well. So passwords. So how to create a strong password, because in current days we are just using many number of passwords, so we need to be sure that we are using the correct passwords or not. Okay, so we should be using maximum a minimum of 8 to 12 letters of characters, and we should not use the reused passwords, and we should use a combination of capital, small letter, and basic, and more mentionedly, we should not use any dictionary words, because attackers can use dictionary based attacks to guess your passwords. And we should definitely change the passwords of the common passwords like admin and 123 or password and 123, because all the admins or IT admins, so for the sake of remembering, we are keeping the default passwords are admin 123 and password 123. So these are very much common passwords where attackers having a very much database of these passwords where they can put it and guess these passwords correctly. However, due to this also, there are 11 billion accounts are being hacked, and we need to ensure that our password is strong or not. Okay, although we are having strong password, we need to have a multi-factor authentication, because even the attacker gets your password where you're being written it somewhere or you're noted down somewhere, means so they can get hold of your passwords. No, so multi-factor authentication is very much needed, because it is a second level of authentication, where other than your username and password, it is the second level of authentication to prove that you are the current person or authorized person accessing it. Okay, so the common types of multi-factor authentication are SMS based, or basically you can use a Google or Microsoft authenticator, even better a physical USB key which only you have access to it physically. So these are some of the common voice cloning and deepfake. These are some of the current generation attacks, because someone has your voice sample, 5 seconds of your voice means, so they can create a voice especially like you, and they can ask your friends or relatives or your colleagues or your CTO, everyone, so they can ask for money or share some data. Okay, so to avoid this voice cloning means, so if you are getting any suspicious call that need to share me something or share me the money or send me the money means, sorry, so we should check with the person who has called with directly. And also we can use alternative methods like use text or email to verify whether the request is from the authorized person or not. So deepfake is also current generation attacks, where we can morph your photos and images, the video requesting details from you. So these are some of the things. So to check whether the deepfake photos are about you or not, so we need to check whether the content is from the original creator or where it is or what kind of things they have been sharing. Okay, so we should be alert, because deepfakes are getting worse and worse nowadays. And ChatGPT and similar apps. Because in current trends, most of them are using ChatGPT or Gemini to get the data, or to create a document, or to make it as a PPT. So we are using the AI apps for everything. So, and also we are just unintentionally we are just giving all our sensitive data or confidential or office sensitive data into that AI to generate the things which we are requiring. But please make sure that you are accessing a current or very authenticated AI tools, because there are many fake AI apps and browsers are nowadays circulating in the environment. So we need to make sure that we are using the correct one. And also we need to show whether they are using sensitive. We should not put any sensitive data into that. So I'm just scrolling to the last of clear screen policy. So clear screen policy is where we should use the we should not save any passwords or any data in the screen, because any other user who's passed by can just see what kind of data you're using. So we should not save anything in your desktop, and your computer should always be locked when you're not attending your system, because when you're leaving your desk, you should always lock your systems and go, and it should be a highly secure password. Okay, then clear disk policies where you should not write your personal data or any office related documents or anything in your disk. So you should not do like that, because when you're doing it means though that passwords or that user credentials may be used for another purpose, or your colleague can take it from you and they can enter those credentials and take control of that login. Okay, that can be prevented. And also passwords should not be left in posters or any pamphlets, so you should not write it down. And printing out any confidential data, once it is printed, you should destroy it, or you should send it. You should not keep it in your desk, and the user should always log off the systems while you're moving outside your system. You should not keep your systems on, and you should not leave. So these are some kind of attacks where through USBs. So if you came or if you see any USBs are that are sticking into your systems, you should make sure that whether the it is look like this one, because these are some kind of common pen drive attacks which can be happening. So we need to make sure that you are not being attacked. Yes, so that is my part. So I ask Mr. Harish to take care of the rest. Thanks.
Hey, thank you, Sam. Thank you. It was a wonderful session. I now invite Sarvana Kumar to you know take care of proceedings for the next one, and he's going to talk about why organizations need compliance. Over to you, sir.
Taking care of CISO as a security man, take care of the deliveries.
Sir, you're not audible, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
now better, sir. Yes.
Yeah, this is Savana Kumar. I'm taking care of CISO role as well as security information security manager, and I'm taking care of security deliveries here. So in this part, I'm well exposed on all the networks and all firewalls and switches as well as servers, Linux, Windows, those things. I've experienced those things. But first of all, why we need compliance? Compliance, what compliance matters here? In a digital economy, this current world, we don't know how where the attack will come, how the attack will come, what protection we have to give to the company, and those things. Anyhow, we have to go through some framework. Without framework, we could not find out how we put checklist and go through the checklist, each checklist, and we have to complete the checklist. If we complete the checklist of these compliance like ISO 27000, HIPAA, artifacts, we ensure a hidden part of our company, and we can close this points. If we close this point automatically, that our attack matters and everything will go off. Next slide, 1 second. So lot of frameworks is the ISO 27000, HIPAA, TISAX, SOX, and PCDSS. So if we take a overview of the key compliance standards, like ISO 27000 is basically information security system management of all industries. So the main focus of each compliance, like TSAX is automotive and OEM compliance. TSAX basically that it is in automatic the field, taking care of automatic field. SOX is financial and transparency controls field, like SOX basically use US based companies, and PCDSS wherever we are using credit card or any secure data transactions is there, we can use PCDSS. So there are a lot of things is there apart from this. So I took only basic and necessary things which is currently in the market. And why we need test standards, like basically the customer trust to be right. Like if you have ISO 27000 certified and SOC 2 certified, so automatically the customer who is coming approaching you, they don't need to worry about your company's security, because if you have standards, automatically the standards and regulatory compliance, we are following this in the sense, they automatically think we don't have any issues if we go for the we are client of this one, we automatically they will have knowledge and everything they have. So if because of that, we need the standards and these things. If we take Y 27,000, so wherever Y is 27,000 scans is basically security is basically on CAA based, so confidence, integrity, and availability. So everything is controlled by frameworks. So each framework having a separate checklist and separate policies and procedures is there. So we follow the procedures, and based on that 27,001, it will comply for information security standard, basically basic. So wherever you go, the 27,001 will be there, even the SACs and PCI DSS. 27,000 is a basic thing we need to follow for all the compliance. If you have 27,000 certified, the TISAX or PCDSS or the HIPAA compliance is automatically falls in the same place. So around 93 controls there in 27,001. If you take HIPAAs, is having separate automated separate segmentation is there. Each segmentation having same controls, but in different way they will propose. So 27,000 is there in the sense automatically it will fall around 60%. You can comply with all the policies, even TISAX or PCDSS or HIPAA. So apart from that, if you take a HIPAA or PCDSS payment card industry, they are specific to the payment card industries. They have standards and procedures. So if we take TISAX specific to the prototypes, what type of prototypes is there in automotive company? So those things they will provide in the TISAX certificate security standards. So if you're not compliant with the policies, a lot of breaches will happen because we don't know what type of control should be there in the organization. So even one new company if you're approaching any auditors, they will come across with the frameworks based on this way. So collaborative framework, if you have a collaborative framework like this and HIPAA. So HIPAA basically I told you, right, it's a hospitality, and this is basically an automotive. So ISO 27001 is common for all. That's what I means here. So if we don't have a compliance, we may cost a lot of values. And client trust also, we will lose the client trust too because based on this. And the benefits of this one, future proofs the company when involving regulations, position as trusted reliable partner. So we'll get that reliable partner and reliable persons will be there. And then as internal governance and accountability. So if you have if you want to control your IPs and security these things, so we can follow any frameworks, and based on the frameworks we can get reports and we can get governance. Based on the governance, the visibility of your organizations will grow, and we can close this every year and based on the audit reports. So it's a statistic benefits, and automatically so how the workflow will go. So first we have to conduct a complaints gap analysis based on what complaints you are going, like ISO 27000 or TSAX or HIPAA, PCDSS or SOX. So whatever complaints we have, they will do the gap analysis first and give the frameworks based on the risk business and based on the business. They will provide a risk which is open inwards in your organization, and they will give the gap analysis about that one, and they will close that risk. They have to close the risk, but they will suggest you to how to do and what to do, and they will give a compliance roadmap after that discussion. They will give that roadmap how we have to approach these certifications. So that's all for all actions. That's all from my side. If you have doubt, please let me know. Please click.
Thanks, SK sir. We'll take the Q&A later once we finish all the sessions. Yes. I hope my screen is visible and I'm audible as well. Yeah, thanks. So, readiness. So every organization is going to look at how we are going to be ready, because irrelevant of the size of the organizations today. Even the smaller ones are being targeted for ransomwares. We hear every now and then, every day, there is a ransomware attack or a compromise that is happening in the world. So we just look into how readiness can help organization, cybersecurity readiness can help organization uh, fight this cyber war. So this is the agenda that I'm going to go through. We're going to look at the concepts. We look at the threats, and we look into just quick checklist where you can look at the checklist and see where you are. You can compare yourself, your organization, to understand where you are in the checklist, and based on that, you can take the next steps. And we are going to look into a particular alert which has come from certain for very specific for the MSME business, which is the small and medium scale business operations. So when you look at the readiness concepts, the first comes policies and procedures, the one that we saw for compliance or even for any organization, there needs to be a security policy in place. So you need to have certain policies in place where you follow them, you ensure they are compliant. All the users are aware of the policies, and nobody, for example, the clear screen policy, the password policy. You need to ensure that all your employees are going through that. And for the IT people, it is the infrastructure technology that you are going to invest in, how much of a robust infrastructure, robust security that you're going to invest in, be it your antivirus or EDRs today. You even have XDRs at affordable prices today. The infrastructure is the next aspect, and employee preparedness. Um, I have a stats in the next slide which says most of the attacks happen because of insider weakness. So there is some misconfiguration or someone not aware of what a phishing mail is. So that is also one aspect, and the incident response plan. Although we have all security in places, the employees are prepared, all that being in place, when something happens, when and if something happens, we need to have a response plan in place so that we act quickly. And the last one is the risk management. When things happen, you need to understand how you will manage the risk by either choosing cyber insurance or reporting it, ensuring you have response plans in place. So all that comes into the key concepts of readiness. So as I said, the challenges of most of the organizations today is that you know it's human error. Most of the time, it is human error because of which a data breach or a cyber attack happens. It could be a weak password, it could be open systems, or it could be a weak Wi-Fi, open Wi-Fi access, those kind of things. And it is, according to Verizon, 43% of cyber attacks are targeting small businesses today. So out of which 60% of them even go to the extent of the businesses getting closed within the next 6 months or 1 year of time of the major breach. So these are quite alarming, the statistics, and which says even smaller organizations are not safe today. Major reason being smaller budgets. Uh, there's a saying that the cyber attacks are IT problems. They are not. They are business problems. If there is a cyber attack, it is a problem for the business, and it is not always the IT problem. So You know, most of the organizations, being startups, they also lack a dedicated IT security team. So all these challenges, add up to current situation where the attackers take advantage of. So I think Sam has gone through this, so I'm not going to go through it once again. Yep. And we have the checklist now. So for any organization, be it small or big, the readiness checklist starts with the governance. What is governance? Knowing what what your organization has, what are the policies, what are the IT assets, recording them, understanding who has access to what level of access is given. All that goes into documentation, and you need to do a regular review of the policies and the controls in place. So that's the reason you do a VAPT once in a year or once in 6 months. You look at policy reviews. When you go for ISO 27001, you're requested to renew it every year so that if there is a gap, you add a new policy, you update it. So these are some things that are majorly required for organizations today to handle the cybersecurity readiness. And basic infrastructure security, where you need to have a robust firewall, you need to have EDR, you need to have intrusion detection and intrusion prevention systems. Most of them come along with the firewall itself, just enabling them, understanding deep packet inspections, so that you are not allowing malware enter into your organization. And regular patch management. If we are aware, there is a common vulnerabilities and exploit site, which gives you the exploits that are found every day. And trust me, on a day-to-day basis, there are hundreds of exploits which are surfacing over the internet. And if you're not on a very regular patching policy, then it is a tough journey for IT guys to protect the organization. So regular patch management is also something that you are looking at, and user awareness training. So I think Sam has gone through this. You ensure you do a good awareness training for your employees, non-IT people especially, and your identity access management, as I said, who has access to what, enforcing a strong password policy, ensuring you have combinations of special characters, enforce a multi-factor authentication so that even if the password is cracked, you have a secondary level of authentication. Identity access management gives you that power. And as I said, to the end, of even having implemented all the security solutions, when there is a issue, you need to have a documentation of your incident response plan. So we look at what will happen, what is the journey from that, what is the business continuity plan. All that will have to be documented and kept in a place. And when there is a curfew, you need to look at what you are going to do next. So these are uh, I we share this. This is available, but you have to ensure where you are in this checklist and ensure you have ticked all the things in the checklist. But as I said, smaller organizations don't have that big of a budget. So I've just summed up a few things. So you can easily have most of them would have an AD, be it on-premise AD or an Azure AD. Your Microsoft Entra MFA is free of cost. You can enable MFA. You can use password policies. You can do a regular antivirus updates, patch updates for your endpoints. Um, Make sure you do a regular backup. You have OneDrive, you have backup softwares for your cloud as well as your on-premise systems. You can choose them. Ensure you have a strong Wi-Fi password. Most of them go for Wi-Fi plans access points, so ensure you have a good Wi-Fi password. The least you could implement is the ADR and firewall, entry-level firewall. So these are very basic things that small business organizations can implement to cover up their security. So as I said, what is we are not trying to complicate things. We'll just keep it simple. Uh, Simple cyber plan. So if something happens, what to do if we get hacked? What are the things that I need to look at? What 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 are the other assets that I can secure? Even if one server is going to be hacked or one system is going to be compromised, what are the other systems that I can secure? Who handles security? When I see a phishing mail employee, I need to know who I need to contact and what to do when something goes wrong. So these are the things that you can look at and you can document. You can understand that when something happens, you can ensure that you are ready for that. So just 1 minute for the last uh, slide. So certain Indian Computer Emergency Response Team, I hope most of them will know, it's a government assigned entity who look into cybersecurity response for the whole country. They work for the government organizations to ensure everyone is running a very robust security. They help RBI to ensure all their banks and BFSI and NBFC organizations are protected. So they recently shared an alert which is very specific for MSME. And these are the few points that they have found out and they have kept forward to ensure that you're looking at these aspects. So we have already seen them, your endpoints, your infrastructure, your backup strategies, your incident response plan, and your employee awareness training. So all these are very simple, but they feel that even smaller organizations are not investing in these things. So they have requested, they have put an alert to ensure even smaller organizations are looking at these aspects of cybersecurity. With that, I conclude. I think we'll close here, and we are happy to take questions if there are any. Um, Please do get into your Q&A, and you can uh, just look at what if you have questions, you can take them. Thanks, everyone. I think it was a wonderful session. We feel 100 people joining the webinar was a fantastic milestone for us. Without you guys, I think um, it's probably impossible for us to make this event successful. Thank you, absolutely. Thank you, everyone. Feel free to write to us. You have our email IDs. You can anytime write to us for any future request or consulting. Thanks. Absolutely.